Yeah. Yeah, look at you. Look. Yeah, look. This is called physical abuse. Yeah. Yeah. See, Taylor, this is all you do. It's the only thing you know how to do is hurt me. Huh? And you think this is okay? It's not okay.
On the morning of Thursday, March 19th, 2026, Taylor Frankie Paul was 4 days away from premiering as the lead of the most-watched reality dating show in America. She had walked the Oscars' red carpet 5 days earlier. Her new season of The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives had just dropped on Hulu. She was at the peak of a career she had built from nothing on TikTok. And then a video surfaced. And within hours, ABC canceled the entire season. No reschedule, no delay, gone. Here is everything you need to know, because this story did not start on March 19th, and it is not over yet. Before we go any further, this story involves serious and documented allegations of domestic violence. Everything you are about to hear is based entirely on verified reporting from NBC News, TMZ, Variety, People, Yahoo Entertainment, The Hollywood Reporter, The 19th News, Today.com, Parade, and public court records from Salt Lake County, Utah. This video does not take sides. It presents what has been confirmed, what remains under investigation, and what both parties have said on the record. If you or someone you know is experiencing domestic violence, the National Domestic Violence Hotline is available 24 hours a day at 1-800-799-7233. Now here is what actually happened. To understand what happened today, you have to go back 3 years. Not to understand one incident, but to understand a pattern. One that has played out in the courts, on screen, in front of millions of followers, and now on one of the most watched stages in American television. Taylor Frankie Paul is 31 years old. She grew up in Utah, married her high school sweetheart Tate Paul, had 2 children with him, a daughter named Indy and a son named Ocean, and built a following on TikTok as part of a tight-knit community of Mormon mothers who had become improbably famous for posting dance videos and family content. That community became known online as Mom Talk. At its peak, it was one of the most followed corners of family content on the platform, and Taylor Frankie Paul was its unofficial center of gravity. Then in May 2022, she blew it all up. During a live TikTok stream, Taylor announced that she was getting a divorce. She also revealed that she and Tate had been involved in a non-monogamy arrangement within their friend group. A practice she described as soft swinging, meaning physical contact outside the marriage was permitted but full intercourse was not, and only with other couples in the group. She said, and this went viral immediately, "Everyone is hooked up with like everyone." Several Mom Talk couples denied the allegations publicly. Others eventually confirmed them. The community fractured, and Taylor Frankie Paul's following exploded. The controversy that destroyed one chapter of her life became the foundation of the next one. Hulu saw the chaos and greenlit a show. The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives premiered in 2024 and became one of Hulu's most watched reality series. It documented the fallout from the swinging scandal, the rebuilding of some friendships, the disintegration of others, and the ongoing relationship between Taylor and her new boyfriend, Dakota Mortensen, with whom she had begun a relationship in the aftermath of her divorce. The very first episode of that show ended with police body camera footage of Taylor Frankie Paul being arrested. That was not a dramatic choice added in post-production. That was reality. On February 17, 2023, police in Salt Lake County were called to the home Taylor shared with Mortensen following a domestic disturbance. Officers arrived and, based on what they observed, arrested Taylor. She was charged with 1 felony count of aggravated assault, 2 felony counts of domestic violence in the presence of a child, 1 misdemeanor count of child abuse, and 1 misdemeanor count of criminal mischief. According to police documents reviewed by the Salt Lake City Tribune, she was accused of physical violence against both Dakota Mortensen and her then 5-year-old daughter. In August 2023, Taylor entered a plea agreement. She pleaded guilty to 1 third-degree felony count of aggravated assault. The other 4 charges were dismissed with prejudice, meaning they cannot be refiled. Under the terms of the agreement, she was sentenced to 1 day in jail with credit for time served, required to complete substance abuse and domestic violence evaluations, placed on 3 years of probation that included drug testing and regular check-ins with a probation officer, and required to stay out of legal trouble until August 2026. Prosecutors later offered to end her probation early because of how well she was doing in the program. She chose to remain under supervision for the full sentence. Publicly, Taylor addressed the arrest on her own terms. In a TikTok video in 2024, on the anniversary of the incident, she said it was the worst day of her life. She said it pushed her to get help. She said she reached 1 year of sobriety following that night. She told Fox News Digital, "Hitting rock bottom, there's only one way to go, and it helped me to go up." So, honestly, as bad as that night was, I think it was also like a blessing in disguise and maybe could have saved my life in a weird way, like where I was just drowning in misery. That statement was genuine by all appearances, and it was also the statement of someone who had moved on and was building something new. In September 2024, Taylor and Dakota's relationship officially ended. Despite the violence, despite the arrest, despite the charges, they had continued their relationship through most of 2023 and into 2024. They have a son together, Ever, who turned 2 years old on March 19, 2026. The date matters, we will come back to it. In September 2024, ABC announced that Taylor Frankie Paul would be the lead of Season 22 of The Bachelorette, premiering March 22, 2026. It was by any measure a significant announcement. Taylor would be the first Bachelorette in the franchise's history who had not previously competed on The Bachelor. She was also a convicted felon, something that ABC and the production company, Warner Brothers Unscripted Television, were aware of when they cast her. Fans of the franchise had mixed reactions. Some saw it as a bold, modern choice that acknowledged real human complexity. Others raised immediate questions about whether someone with a domestic violence conviction was the right choice to lead a franchise built around love, relationships, and family. Those questions simmered throughout the fall and into early 2026. Then, on February 24th and 25th of this year, Draper City police officers in Utah made contact with both Taylor Frankie Paul and Dakota Mortensen following a new alleged domestic incident. The Draper City Police Department confirmed to multiple outlets, including Variety and People, that officers responded and that domestic violence allegations were being made in both directions, meaning both Taylor and Dakota were making claims against each other. Authorities confirmed an active investigation was underway. The Utah Division of Child and Family Services was involved. Both Taylor and Dakota were ordered to undergo psychological evaluations. TMZ reported that Mortensen had been showing friends video footage from the alleged incident and that authorities had seen that footage as well. Season 4 of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives had just dropped on Hulu on March 12th. Taylor was in full promotional mode. She attended a press preview for The Bachelorette on March 17th and told people it had been a heavy time. She walked the Oscars red carpet on March 15th for an ABC broadcast event. ABC being the same network that would be airing her show 6 days later. She was in national promotional interviews. She was posting on social media. She was, by every public-facing measure, pushing forward and keeping the focus on the upcoming premiere. Sources close to her told NBC News she was trying to handle the investigation privately because of the effect it would have on her kids and her future, and that she wanted to stay focused on The Bachelorette. Then came Thursday morning, March 19th. TMZ published video. The footage, which TMZ described as evidence from the 2023 criminal case, was recorded by Dakota Mortensen on his cell phone during the incident. It is difficult to watch. It shows Taylor grabbing Mortensen, attempting to put him in a headlock, backing off, then charging at him again and kicking him. It shows her picking up a metal bar stool and throwing it at him. He shouts at her that her daughter is sitting right there. She throws 2 more stools. You can hear her daughter, who had been curled up on the couch, begin to cry. The police report stated that the 5-year-old girl was hit and later found to have a bruised lump on her head. Half of the footage is audio only. The video ends when Mortensen opens the door to a responding police officer. TMZ published this footage on March 19, 2026, the second birthday of Taylor and Dakota's son, Ever. That timing was not accidental, and Taylor's team said as much. Her spokesperson told NBC News and TMZ that the release was the latest installment of his never-ending, desperate, attention-seeking, destructive campaign to harm Taylor without any regard for the consequences for their child, and that releasing the video on their son's birthday was a reprehensible attempt to distract from his own behavior. The spokesperson added that the video was selectively edited and conveniently omits context. Taylor herself told NBC News in a brief phone call after the video was released, "I will have my truth." Mortensen did not respond to multiple requests for comment from NBC News. It is worth noting what the video does not show. It does not show what happened before recording began. Taylor told police in 2023 that Dakota had physically thrown her to the ground prior to the events captured on film, which is why she is heard yelling, "You threw me," multiple times during the altercation. That claim was not independently verified, was contested, and the charges that resulted from the night were against Taylor, not Dakota. But the existence of that claim is part of the full picture, and the full picture is genuinely complicated in ways that 1 minute of video, however disturbing, does not entirely resolve. Within hours of the video's publication, Disney moved. A Disney Entertainment Television spokesperson confirmed to NBC News, Yahoo, Variety, TMZ, and The Washington Post, "In light of the newly released video just surfaced today, we have made the decision to not move forward with the new season of The Bachelorette at this time, and our focus is on supporting the family. No premiere date, no delay announcement. The season was pulled 3 days before it was supposed to air." A source connected to the Bachelorette production confirmed to TMZ that no one at ABC had seen this video before TMZ posted it Thursday morning. Production had filmed an entire season. The contestants, the dates, the drama, all of it, with a lead whose 2023 case involved footage that the network did not know existed. Filming on Season 5 of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, which had already been paused earlier in the week after multiple cast members reportedly refused to film amid the chaos, remained on hold. Cinnabon, which had been a sponsor of both shows, quietly withdrew from its deals with both productions. On the same day the video was published, Mortensen's attorney filed for a protective order against Taylor in Salt Lake County District Court. The filing was returned because it was incomplete, and an amended petition was requested. That process is ongoing. Taylor's spokesperson released a broader statement on her behalf, saying that after years of silently suffering extensive mental and physical abuse as well as threats of retaliation, Taylor is finally gaining the strength to face her accuser and taking steps to ensure that she and her children are protected from any further harm. The statement added, "There are too many women who are suffering in silence as they survive aggressive, jealous ex-partners who refuse to let them move on with their lives. Taylor has remained silent out of fear of further abuse, retaliation, and public shaming. She is currently exploring all of her options, seeking support, and preparing to own and share her story. It is important to hold both of these things at the same time. A video exists showing Taylor Frankie Paul throwing metal furniture at a man while her daughter was in the room and was struck. A plea agreement exists confirming she was found guilty of aggravated assault in connection with that incident. A new investigation is open. And at the same time, a statement exists from her team describing years of abuse she says she has endured from Dakota Mortensen, and the Draper City Police Department has confirmed that allegations of violence were made by both parties in the February 2026 incident. None of that cancels the other out. Domestic violence situations are frequently not simple in either direction, and responsible coverage of this story requires acknowledging the full complexity of what is known and what is not. What is known? A 2-year-old child has parents currently involved in an active investigation. An ABC season is gone. A Hulu season is paused. A career that was 4 days from its biggest moment has been indefinitely suspended. And somewhere in the middle of all of it, a woman who built her entire public identity around her honesty is now saying she has a truth she has not yet been able to tell. Here's where things stand as of today, March 19th, 2026. The active investigation in Utah is ongoing. The psychological evaluations have been ordered. No formal charges have been announced in connection with the February 2026 incident. The 2023 conviction remains on the books, though under the terms of her plea agreement, if Taylor completes probation through August 2026 without further violations, the felony could be reduced to a misdemeanor and effectively disappear from her record. That clock is still running. The Bachelorette season is canceled, not paused, canceled. Whether it airs at a later date with Taylor or is recast entirely has not been announced. Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Season 5 remains paused. 2 children who share a father and mother caught in a public legal battle continue to be the people most affected by everything happening around them. I want to be straightforward with you about why this story matters beyond the celebrity dimension. Reality television has a long history of treating domestic violence as storyline rather than crisis. The first episode of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives used body camera footage of Taylor's arrest as a dramatic opening hook. A network cast a woman with a domestic violence conviction and felony guilty plea as the lead of a romance show without apparently reviewing all of the evidence from that conviction. When those decisions are made, real consequences follow for everyone involved, but especially for the children who did not choose any of this. Taylor Frankie Paul says she has a truth she intends to share, Dakota Mortensen's team released a video on his son's birthday. Both of those things tell you something about the environment these people are operating in. What it does not tell you is the whole story. And the whole story, as is almost always the case when it comes to domestic violence, is complicated in ways that take time, transparency, and professional support to untangle. If this kind of honest, thorough breakdown is useful to you, where we go through the facts, the timeline, and the context that gets left out of the headlines, subscribe, hit the bell, and leave a comment below telling me what you think needs to happen next, for the children involved, for accountability, and for the industry that made all of this into entertainment. I read every comment. I will see you in the next one.